Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I am back with another weekly check-in. I'm excited to be here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I see a lot of new subscribers and I hope you're enjoying the content here. And if you watch my channel regularly, welcome back. I am so excited to have you guys here and just following how I budget and making money decisions and hopefully being smart about it. That's basically what my channel is. I am considered consumer debt free, but not mortgage debt free. So there's that. And you will be seeing this the day after St. Patrick's Day, but I'm actually reporting this on St. Patrick's Day. So yay. Happy St. Patrick's Day, a little late. I enjoy this day. A little later, we're going to watch a video on I Am Patrick that CBN, or Christian Broadcasting Network, put out a few years back, and we watched it. I don't think we watched it last year, but the previous year we watched it, and I do enjoy it, and I like hearing the story of who St. Patrick is and his life with God, and not just a drinking day for people to get drunk on. It's not quite the spirit of St. Patrick, but that's okay. But yeah, I am excited to be here. As you can see, I've already written out all the things that I've purchased over here on my sticky note. We're going to be checking those off and then totaling that in a minute. I'm still recording on my phone. Some of you might know I've bought a camera, but I'm still figuring out how to work it out. It's a lot different, and when I want to get a video up, sometimes I prefer what I already know over doing something new and get frustrated. So that's what we're doing today. As you see, we have the red pen, way over budget on everything. There's not a category I'm not over budget in. So there's that. And inflation is what we're talking about today. So let's go ahead and look at the numbers. How did I do for week 3? Or me and my family did for week 3. We are a family of 4 adults. The youngest is 17. He'll be 18 in just less than 3 months and graduating from high school. And so we're basically a family of 4 adults. And that's the way we budget and kind of spend a little more money than maybe some families with smaller kids or school age kids. So, but then again, sometimes they spend more than we do. So it just depends. So let's dive in and check out the numbers. Okay, I am back. So typically my background is a white kind of brownish marble, but I didn't want to pull that out. It's just a poster board that I bought on Amazon for backdrops, and I decided to leave my wooden one that I used for my faith and scripture writing channel, which I will link that in the description box or in the cards above. Yeah, that's what I typically use it for, so I can differentiate between the 2 videos a little bit easier. But I kind of miss using this. I don't know if I'm going to go back to it all the time, but we'll see. But I have enjoyed having it again, and I used to film all my videos on this one, so that's why it looks a little different. But here's the calendar. I have the weekly check-in right here on this side, but this is the calendar for the month. I've been doing something new, and if you're just now joining my channel, I have decided with my husband, I shouldn't say I say I a lot, but it's usually we. It's just my husband's not home often enough for me to say we, because it's usually just me making a lot of decisions. But my husband and I have decided that because we have a rewards card, and we, for the past 2 years or more, have been disciplined to, one, keep it paid off for the first year and not really put anything on it, but maybe once or twice a month, and then moving to put some bills on it and paying them off every month, and only using vacation and taking the cash we save for vacation to pay the credit card, and keeping the card paid off, which is the key to staying out of debt, because we are consumer debt free, not mortgage debt free, but consumer debt free. During this time of inflation, thought, okay, it's a rewards card, we can get some extra, and we have disciplined ourselves for a couple years to be conditioned to not allow the carryover balances and paying them off every month. So that conditioning has made it easier for me to take my spending categories as well as some of these bills and all this stuff, which is why things are looking a little bit different. It may not make sense to you, but these things will start flowing better in my weekly check-ins starting in April probably, because I'm just figuring out how do I track all this spending on a credit card and in my spending categories without going crazy and not tracking it in 20 different places, which I am kind of doing right now. And that's okay. So I'm finding new ways to kind of figure that out. So you're going to see in here all the purchases from the spending categories here. Now we had no unbudgeted, which is awesome. I did create a little category here. It's also the same highlight that I use for unbudgeted, but it has a little B in the corner for bills. These are the things that automatically go to the credit card that are subscriptions and stuff. And instead of tracking them on my monthly calendar view for my bills, I'm going to be tracking it here in my weekly check-in off to the side, just because that's what makes sense right now. But yeah, what I'm going to do is go ahead and zoom us in. And we're going to start here on the 11th and go to the 17th. And we are going to be tracking all the expenses and checking them off. I have them listed here. I have my calculator over in a corner. And we are going to zoom in and do all the totals and see what I spent for the week and what I'm going to have to pay my credit card so I can keep it at that zero balance. So my checking account has very little to no movement going on right now. But as I do my weekly check-ins and things start clearing, I will be making a payment to my Visa with my checking account for the transactions for the week. So that's the discipline part. Not only do you have to know you're not going to carry a balance, but you have to set a certain time frame of when you're going to pay your credit card. And keep that cash protected in your checking account and not look at it and go, oh, I have $1,100 in there. Well, that $1,100 might have to go to pay the credit card that you put all the expenses on that you normally took out of your checking account. So it's a very risky game we're kind of playing here. So we'll see what happens. Let me see if I can actually do that. So I'm going to zoom in and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So I'm just going to slide my calendar around underneath the camera as we're going through things. But I did want to show you my categories. Now, these are my personal budget sheets I create for myself. I do sell these in Etsy. I don't have these listed on the side or anything like that, but they are dated and they are for the month and they look like the rest of it. I don't sell stickers, but you can put your own stickers or write on the actual calendar itself. It's 2 pages, full 8.5 by 11, or it can be shrunk down, or I already have crop lines on some of these where you can cut it down to classic happy planner or the A5 rings or A5 size. So pink is grocery household, restaurants is in blue, miscellaneous is in green, gasoline is in orange, and unbudgeted is yellow. We don't have any today. And then these over here, like I said, with B on them, those are bills that I always have go to the credit card, and at the end of the month I pay the credit card. They're subscriptions mostly, but it's a bill and it still needs to be taken care of. So like our Sling TV, HBO Max, Instant Ink, HP Instant Ink, Amazon Music, Etsy things that I pay for. So they come out every month and they're over here on the side so I can keep track of them. And they don't interfere with my spending categories because these do not come out of the spending categories this time. Next month, I'm going to include it with the spending categories and I'll show you how to do, I'll do that next month. It'll be a little bit different than I normally do, but that's okay. I think I have a good idea. Okay, let's jump into this and see where we're at. So I always start with grocery household and I'm going to slide these pages up and we're going to start here on the 11th. So on the 11th, there was no grocery household. I had no spending on Saturday, so let's put this over here. Our first grocery household is going to be in this week, and we have Food Lion for $6.13. Funny thing is, my husband didn't even have to go to Food Lion. We didn't have to spend that $6.13, but we did anyway. And here's the reason. I couldn't find what I was looking for in my pantry. Oh, I can't believe that. Anyways, I needed some beef broth for a recipe, and he got 2 beef broths and I think an onion or something else. So, and that's really expensive for all that. The next thing was Walmart, where I went to the store myself and bought a bunch of groceries. This actually had no meats, but it had supplements. It had other things that we needed, and I was buying snacks like gourmet crackers with cheese and things like that for a home group here on Tuesday. Is when my pastor, his wife, and about 10 other people come over to our house and we do a Bible study, and I provide snacks. I provided it on this Tuesday. Everybody signs up for a week and brings snacks, whether it's donuts, I always do cheese and fruit and vegetables or something like that, but we all have our thing, so that's what we do. So Walmart for $187.15, and then let's see here, Amazon. So Amazon, if I can buy it at the grocery store typically, but I was too lazy or did not feel comfortable going, sometimes I order it on Amazon, and something I normally buy under my grocery category. So this time it was Advil PM. My husband is a civilian contractor with the Navy. He does deploy with the ships, and he does take sleep aids to help him sleep while he's on deployment. And so he asked for another bottle, and Amazon usually has a larger count bottle than what the grocery store does in this. That works well with him. So I went ahead and took it out of that category and got it from Amazon instead of the grocery store. And then today I went back to the grocery store. I go twice a week normally. Monday and Thursdays are my days I usually go. Walmart for $139.92. This had meats, which was like 5 pounds of ground beef, a package of chicken tenders for the week for recipes, and that'll get us through the week. And then some other stuff, some more supplements, like my husband also takes Biflex, I think it's called, and for his joints and things like that. And he takes, or he wanted to stock up on like deodorant and toothpaste, brand new packaging. It's easier to travel overseas and get to a ship with that already prepackaged and not open, thrown in a suitcase, than it is if it's opened and he's got to do something different. So $139.92, which is already written on my little sticky note here. I like doing the math on this side and then flipping over and then doing the other, so I'm not flipping back and forth, chasing, what I did and what I wrote. So let's go ahead and total these things up. So the total for this week was $348.16. Oh, lots of money there. Let's see here. Let's go to the next one. Normally I have restaurants, but I went to miscellaneous. So I'm going to jump down to restaurants because that's how I have it listed here. And we're going to go ahead and total that up because we only had 2 restaurants. They're both on the same day. My boys wanted Papa John's pizza. My husband and I wanted Why Not pizza. One does better with me than the other one. And we like the flavor of the other one better. I don't know. So we both got stuff at different places, and you know what? That's okay. And that's the only time we went out. This is all the restaurants we had. We have cut back so much on restaurants. We used to go for lunch all the time. We used to go for dinner even more, and it was just all the time. And now it's not as much, and usually it's on Fridays, and that's our special treat, and that's it. It's the one day I don't cook. So sometimes on Sundays we'll get something too, but this week we didn't do that. So we had $27.09 for Papa John's, and we had Why Not for $35.51. We gave an extra tip here. Let's total that. And I'm just really happy. We've really cut back a lot on our eating out for our family. So that's really awesome. The next thing we have is this miscellaneous. So because our miscellaneous is on our Visa, I do have to do it a little bit different, or because all of our spending categories are on our Visa, I should say. Credit card. And the reason we're doing it is it gets rewards points, and then I can do cash back. Right now I'm up to $250. So we're going to see at the end of the year, or maybe midway through the year before we go on vacation or something, what the cash value is, and cash it out and add it to something else. We're not living off of it. We're not really, tracking it that closely, but we just want to earn a little extra something for, on our credit card free cash so that we can actually, offset a little bit of the cost of the inflation. But it's not something I recommend or rely on. Like I said, we have disciplined ourselves on our credit card. It's a great idea with discipline. And if you're a Dave Ramsey fan, and which is where we started budgeting in Financial Peace University, yeah, we completely stopped with credit and retrained our brain and our habits and everything. We deserve nothing, but we can use to work with things. So, don't do a credit card for rewards. We just happen to have one still, and we decided to offset the inflation with rewards, with discipline. That's the key word there. So let's jump into miscellaneous. So my first one is a whopping $113.40. If you've seen my channel and you've seen my plan with me's with the A5 Rings agenda, which I absolutely love. I even keep one page out every day. Here's today's. I use Sarah Marie stickers, which is what most of these are. That's actually Erin Condren. And then this is Sarah Marie, and then that's Sarah Marie. So I use both. And then some of these are actually mine from last year. All kinds of stickers. But I went ahead and bought April's here in March when she had her new releases. And I bought enough for the entire month for both A5 Rings and hourly, 7x9 hourly life planner. So the two different life planners that I use, I bought enough stickers for both. It would be half that amount if I didn't buy for both. Let's just put it that way. So I'm using two planners. I buy the same ones for both, and then there you go. So that's $113.40. Amazon. My son needed a power cord that was a USB-C to Lightning because his had frayed. He's rough on cords, so that was $11.65. I ordered it on Amazon. That came, you might see I put Visa on here. Sometimes I remembered, sometimes I didn't. And that's okay. Let's see. Okay, so I know I skipped around a little bit. Where's this one at? Okay, this one is the $49.22. I use a humidifier at night, and so I don't get nosebleeds and stuff. And that was right there. And I went ahead and ordered a new one because mine was old and making really weird noises. So, but you're going to see here, Amazon, 4 items, $524.81. All right, so this actually has not charged on my credit card. They're not going to do it until, it's not supposed to come until Tuesday. So I think they're going to charge it here because I condensed all my packages into one delivery, and that was fine. I'm not in a hurry for it. So I've had printer drama. I use printers. One of my printers I wanted to print and cut stickers. I discovered over time that it prints just slightly crooked, and when I do script stickers, it does not come out well. And so I had to stop. I bought a second one, and there's something wrong with the power. I don't know. And both of them are similar products, so both HP, MV Photo. So I decided to go Epson, and I bought a model that I know another YouTuber uses to print stickers on, and I'm praying this one is the one I can start really doing my own stickers and fine-tuning that aspect of things that I enjoy to do as a hobby. And cutting these types of stickers are not that big a deal, but some of the others, when you want to do like these here. So this is mine. This is mine. Yeah, these are all my scripts here. That's Sarah Marie. Now, I can't get too close like other sticker shops can to do the script stickers because it just cuts it off too high or too low. So I have to make it wide to fit it all in. And I'd like to cut closer and have something that cuts straight. So I don't know. But that just happened to be a good batch of script stickers, and it cut straight for a while. Anyway, that's my drama. So I bought another printer. I bought some ink, and then an anti-fog thing for glasses because my husband's mask gets fogged up while he deploys, and he has to wear a mask on ships, and through airports and stuff like that. And then something else I bought. I can't remember. It was random, whatever it was. I just threw it in there because we needed it too. So let's total this up. Now, you see this addition here, that this right here is SF. It doesn't look like an S, but it's an S. That's sinking funds. So I had in my sinking funds for this month $439.53 for cell phone and technology. And since I'm buying another printer and hoping this one works better and then figuring out the rest later, I wanted to add this back into the category because I'm paying with it with that sinking fund. That way the numbers kind of balance out. I've already made the payment on the Visa, so this is just me keeping everything in balance. Because I couldn't cover all of the $524, some of it's going to come out of miscellaneous. I needed to add it in. It's just going to be a different month. So here we go. And that's what I need. That's what's left. That after this payment out of the sinking funds, this is what I have left to pay the Visa out of my checking account where my spending category money is. So that's why I had to do that extra math there. I normally don't do that, but that's where I had to do it. And then gas. Oh my. My. Gas was $82.98. I have a Nissan Armada 2013 29-gallon tank. I've always spent a lot of money on gas in this vehicle. We bought it because my oldest son, who's over 6 feet tall, needed a place to sit. It's 4-wheel drive. It's all the things. I mean, it's not the high-end package, and it's a great vehicle. We've driven cross country with it. I've driven to Tennessee and back with it. I've driven North Carolina and back, Kentucky and back. Like I said, cross country from Washington State down to California, cross I-40, the lower states. I've driven to Florida in it and back. It's an amazing vehicle and I love it. I've packed people in it and gone on vacations. Over the years, we've had it since, like I said, 2013. So I think it's 9 years old this year. Still amazing vehicle, but paid $4.17 in gas the other day. Did see today that gas dropped. Today is St. Patrick's Day on March 17th. So it went from $4.17 to $3.99. It was just under $4. So why it was spiked so high and went down, I don't know. I'm assuming price gouging, but I can't really prove that, or knee-jerk reaction, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's what we spent, $82.98 in gas from just my vehicle. And my husband's about to, and I still had a quarter tank of gas in my vehicle. That was just for 20 gallons of the 29-gallon tank. So not fun at all. Not fun at all. All right, here we go. So now I'm back to my weekly check-in page. It's a 5-week weekly check-in. I always write the dates on the side here to know what dates I'm working with. And we are on week 3, the 11th through the 17th. Like I said, today is the 17th. This will go up Friday the 18th. And let me go ahead and start putting these numbers in the spent area. And then we'll total them up and balance them and then set up next week. Now I'm going to be in the negative, and I'm just going to be in the negative. I just know it. But hopefully by the end of the month, I can get caught up and only be so much negative, not too terribly negative, but we'll see. So I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. So I did the spending. I totaled it up. That's how much we spent, was $753.29 in total. And I was already short when I came in this month with the spending categories because of how much I spent in miscellaneous. I don't know if I need to add in, because this number might be skewed because I did add money to miscellaneous. And if that's the case, I'll fix that off camera and let you know. But let's go ahead. Like I said, this is all new. I'm trying to figure it out, because I'm not using my checking account to do all this. It's all new to me. So now we're going to, I hope the I hope the calculator was on camera a minute ago. I don't know. So we're going to do the totals going across. Here is grocery household, 54.44 minus the 348.16. And I don't know why I have a black pen because I know I'm over budget in every category. So it's $293.72. I'm going to write that down. Before I do, I want to grab my other transaction log. So I have I have several transaction logs. One is for my spending categories and one is for my credit card. So I'm just going to look at my spending categories, and I'm looking here at my grocery household. And I keep this separate. I don't really video this very often, but I've been showing it more and more lately. Here is my setup. This number matches this number, so I know I'm on track. And then I went ahead and added the budget for next week, and this is what the new total is. Obviously, I don't have a lot to work with, but we're allowing over budget just because of inflation. And I know next month my husband will be gone and we won't have to worry about feeding him next month. So that kind of works for us. So that's what the total is here for grocery household. Now, each time I do a category, I'm going to double check the numbers and then I'll come back to you guys. And actually, I have it on my laptop right next to me too. Okay. So we have $57.72, and we're going to take away the $62.60, and that gives us $488. I'm not so upset about that because we still spent a lot less than I normally budget for the week, which is about $100, $112 or something like that. 88. I'm not upset about that at all, and we kept it to 2 eating outs. I was so shocked. I was like, yes. We're doing really good. And there were many nights I was tempted. I'm not cooking. And we would figure out how to fix something to eat and go from there. We were already negative. Oops. Negative 409.33. And we're going to subtract the 259.55. I'm going to see if this worked. Yes, it worked. Okay, it matches my spreadsheet. It matches my transaction log, so we're good here. All right, so what we have here is a negative $668.88. All righty. And then for our gas, I'm so glad that worked out. I'm tracking well is what it says. All right, it's $57.99 minus the $82.98. Yes, that's what I have in my other logs too. 24.99. I love erasable pens. If you like writing with pen, but you make mistakes too frequently to write with permanent pen, erasable is the way to go, especially if it's just for you. I absolutely love it. I use it for everything except for when I'm writing a check. I definitely use a permanent ink pen, but I don't typically write in permanent ink just because I make too many mistakes and I want the erasable. So let's see if these numbers total up to this number down here and make sure I am on track. So minus 2,000 or negative $2,903.72 minus the 488 minus $668.88 and minus the 24.99. Here we go. Yes, check and check. Check that out. It's awesome. All right, I'm very excited. Even though it's all negative, I'm very excited because I have come up with a system and it's working. So now let's write in the categories here. So I'm thinking to myself as I'm writing this down before the unbudgeted, it will stay unbudgeted, but it'll also be bills / bills. So I have a place to account for them if I'm going to add them to my spending categories. I haven't figured it out because it's all on one credit card and I want it to be smooth when I look at the numbers and not compartmentalize too much. So we'll figure it out next month, but I'm not worried about this month. there we go. Now let's move on to what are the numbers? Okay, what are the numbers? What are the numbers? So what I have to do is, because this is what I've already spent, I need to make this amount, this spent $753.29 to pay the Visa. This is going to the credit card to pay for what I spent out of the checking account. Now that I know that number, I can see what is bills and all that stuff. So that really helps frame my mind on how do I incorporate bills with that go on the credit card with the weekly check-in. Now, if I have a bill come out on a certain day on my week, because of what I'll use is my weekly check-in calendar to mark this on the dates they normally come out. What I might do is, I'll put it as unbudgeted. I'll do unbudgeted bills / bills category, and then but I can still put a no spend because I can't control I can, but I don't control the dates on this. So if I didn't spend in these other 4 categories, which is what I count as spending, or I didn't have it unbudgeted that I chose to spend that could have waited or out of our control, then I would still be able to do a no spend as long as it was a bill that had already been scheduled and I've been regularly paying for a long period of time. So I think that's how I'm going to designate it. So it'll come out of the spending categories. So if my spending categories look kind of odd as far as the amounts and they're not even numbers or anything like that, it's going to be because I added what bills are coming out that week. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I think that'll work, but we'll just have to see it in action next month. Going forward, all right, this is where I need my transaction logs. Going forward, so I do know grocery household here. This was the ending balance. Oops, too far. And then I add $300, which is what I budget every week, and then that only gave me $6.28. I'm still going to keep it like this. I'm still going to pay the credit card. It's just if we're over budget for the month, it'll be fine. I will just take a look at the, because usually the last paycheck of the month, I have more disposable income. So I can get caught up on things or go into savings, either way. And I have plenty of savings to cover it. So we can start fresh every first of the month. That won't be a problem. Because my husband's first checks of the next month are always on the first of the month or just before the first. And that's how we count them. So grocery household, I'm going to go ahead and mark the $6.28 here. And if my fingers look yellowy or orangey, it's because I had oranges earlier. I tried to get them all washed off, but I don't think I got it all. All right, had a snack. It was yummy. Let's see here. That's not what I want. Grocery household, nope, I don't want miscellaneous. Restaurants, there we go. So restaurants, I was negative $4.88. I'm adding $112.50. That's the budget for the 18th through the 24th, and that gives me $107.62. I don't have to do the math because I've already done it on here, and I'm just kind of showing you guys. But that's where that number comes from. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. It's a little different than I normally do it, but kind of goes a little faster. Miscellaneous. I need my red pen for this. So I still wanted to budget what I normally budget, which is $137.50 a week for miscellaneous stuff. And because we spent so much in miscellaneous, you know, and I marked where it was on the credit card and whether it wasn't on the credit card and what we did and what we needed to do, we are at negative $531.83. So, 38. There we go. So there's that. And then on the back of my other side of my calendar is the gasoline. All right, so I actually broke down some information on gasoline. I'll show you that in just a second. But here's the gasoline. We have $62.51. That's enough for my husband's gas tank because the last time he got gas, it was $45. And the price right now is about what it was that time. So when he gets gas again, we should be good. We'll go over as soon as I have to get gas, but I just bought gas, so hopefully I don't have to for another week or so. 62.51 is the total. I'm not going to do, I'm going to wait till April to add the bills in. So that'll be separate, I think. Yeah, I'm not ready to make that change. So there's that. Okay, so here we go. Here's my gasoline transaction log. Here is my sticky note. I wrote down what I spent from January. I don't remember. It was early in the month. I usually go once at the beginning of the month and then once in the middle to end of the month. And so these are the two gas transactions for my gas tank in my Armada for January. I don't remember the amounts as far as dollars, but it was obviously over $3 a gallon. And usually I have a quarter tank left, but that could fluctuate as well, which affects the price if I go longer and I need more than 20 gallons. But typically I get 20 gallons of gas every time I go, because I don't like getting below a quarter tank. Here's the base start. This is the number I based all this information on. 65.23, which is average for over $3 a gallon. All right. And I get regular. I don't get premium. I don't need to. I get regular. All right. The next time I filled up, it was $1.54 or $1.54 more than what I did on January, the first one in January. Then I got a little cheaper, and it was 57 cents less than what I got on the first one in January. And then gas went up on February 17th, and I spent $69.79. I still wasn't scared, but it was still $4.56 more than what I did on the first one in January. I'm like, it's creeping up. And then it jumped up $7.52 from that point. And then on the 14th of this week, it jumped up $17.73 since the first time I filled up in the month of January. That's what inflation looks like. And then I saw the prices drop, and that was at $4.19 a gallon, or $4.19 or $4.17, something like that. Now I see them at $3.99. I'm like, what's going on? I don't understand. Anyway, supply, demand, and all that stuff doesn't make sense to me, but that's how it works. So, I need to total this up. That's just just to give you a little reference of what it's been looking like lately, and yours is probably very similar to that as well. But I trust God to get us through this and make the necessary adjustments. So here we go. What do I have available to spend? Not a lot. So $6.28 plus the $107.62 minus $531.38. We probably won't have anything to spend. I'll obviously take care of our needs, but we'll see. Plus $62.51. All right, we're negative $354. And I remember last week we were $200 negative. Now we're another $100 more negative. A lot of this is going to come out of the buffer of the checking account. I already know that. I have it tracked differently in my spreadsheet, and it tells me what I have left in the buffer of the checking account. And so we're still good. It's just my category is going to be way over, and the buffer of the checking account is going to take care of it. So there you go. We are going to write this number down. I don't want to go too far off screen. Negative $354.97. Now, a lot of this was spending for printers and stuff I wanted, and tripods, and kind of a lot of hobby business stuff that I want to do, that I do for the channel here. I don't get a YouTube check, so we're investing in things, and we're investing for things in the future as well that we want to do, but we're not quite into yet. And so it'll be dual purpose with the YouTube channel as well as other future things that we want to do. So there's that. So next Thursday, I'll film the next weekly check-in with these new numbers, and we'll see if the red will go down. I don't know. We'll see what the categories look like. That's weird. Oh, I only put 3 instead of 30. I think there's 30 days. No, it's 31 days. That goes 31 days in March. There we go. And we always end at the end of the month. So there's that. So that is that. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out. I'm gonna close out this video and I'll be right back. Before I go, I do want to show my credit card log, and you're gonna see here that I have been tracking both in my transaction logs I just showed you and the credit card log, all these purchases. So I've been double tracking them. I'm hoping coming up with a system where I only have to track it once. And I'm already on to page 2. So there's my credit card log with everything, but I am keeping up with all the stuff and I have a system. So that's interesting there. Okay, there we are. Weekly check-in. Closed out, done and done. I am pleased that I'm only $350 over. I'm still figuring things out. A lot of this I know is like buying extra equipment and stuff from my hobbies and my husband's hobbies and things like that under miscellaneous, and that's pretty much where the overreach is. But inflation, you know, is part of it as well, and we just had a spendy month. We decided to spend this month. We had overtime that came over from last month, so we're kind of just living off the buffer of the checking account. So, but going into week 4, we know where we stand, we know how much we're short, and we know kind of where we want to keep everything reined in at. Going into April, my husband will be gone again, so I'll probably just go in save mode, and that'll kind of compensate for the overspending in this month. And he'll start getting overtime again in his checks. Now, paycheck to paycheck is tomorrow, and my husband gets paid on the 18th, and I have a video coming up for that. And this will be the first salary check without overtime, without reimbursements, without any extras. And this will be the base salary because he did get a slight raise this at the beginning of the year in January with the company for his job. So his salary average went up about $68, $69. So that's exciting. So check out that video, and I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.